So no one told you life was gonna be this way. Job's a joke, you're broke, your love life's your way. It seems you're always stuck in second gear, and it hasn't been your day, your week, your month, or even your year. But I'll be there for you when the rain starts to pour. I'll be there for you. Like I've been there before, I'll be there for you, 'cause you're there for me too. Hello, everybody. I don't usually post webcams, but it's been a while. Someone asked me how I was doing. I just wanted to show them that I'm still alive and kicking, especially my friends on Facebook. And I don't go on Facebook much, but when I do, I know you guys get excited because it's a while between visiting Facebook. I try to avoid Facebook, uh, not on purpose. It's just because it's depressing at times when celebrities pass away. I sort of keep my bed company for weeks at a time, especially when Larry Storch passed away. He was very special to me. Uh, I'll always have his memories. I have a ton of his autographs. He was in every single show I promoted and sponsored through the years. And Larry always left an autograph picture for me. He was a class act. Now, today is a special day because it's Jeannie. It's Barbara Eaton's 92nd birthday. And boy, did I grow up on Barbara Eaton. Uh, I never missed an episode of her show. She, at my age, she sort of made my heart palpitate. And she still looks great at 92. I got to meet her in person, in 2005. 2005, that's 18 years ago. Uh, I wanted to meet her and and Lois Lane's Noel Neal was also at the show. And what I didn't know was this was a chiller in New Jersey when people could actually go and have fun. It's not the same anymore because now they're charging an arm and a leg for photograph pictures. It wasn't like that years ago. And poor Steve Friedman uh, was left without a job. They kicked him out. Anybody with a camera, especially in 2005, I couldn't even take pictures of Barbara. They didn't let me. I had to uh, use their photographers. That's when it all started. I never went back to Chiller again because of the way they treated people. It felt like cattle. But I got to meet. I have a few things here for you. See if I can find them. Ah, see. Here's, when I sold my collection, I kept quite a few autographs. Here's Barbara. Uh, She autographed it to me. At the time, I was Terry. I wasn't even thinking about doing conventions in 2005, and she uh, she sort of accidentally smeared the B a little bit. That you, I love that she was blowing on the picture so I could drive. I always remember that. But she was a class act. She took her time. She had a line back of me. She took her time with everybody that day. Uh, they had them. They had them in a tent outside the hotel. It was so many celebrities at the time. I think they used to come up. They used to have 200 over 200 celebrities at these conventions at one time. Now it's dwindled down. Here's Barbara, and they had Bill Bailey and Larry Hagman sitting someplace else. Larry Hagman had a room all to himself. What a character! He was at the hotel and he had a room all to himself. He was sitting on a like a one of those high school desks. They were large, and he he hadn't trimmed his eyebrows. His eyebrows were protruding. It was hilarious to see him like that. His hair was shoveled, and that wasn't Larry Hagman. I was cracking up, but here I got to meet him. Gave me an autographed picture, and I was quite surprised I got away with it because his room was crowded, and I got to meet quite a few of them there. Oh no, they had Noel Neal. They had Noel Neal in the room all by herself, which I understand because she drew a crowd in 2005. Not every day she comes to the East Coast. So I went in, I got an autographed picture of Noel, and I snuck a camera in there, and I asked Larry Ward, who was with her at the time. Everybody knows Larry Ward. And I take a picture with Noel because uh, she was an important part of my life growing up. And, says, of course. Here we are, 2005. Look at that smile on her face. But it was the first time I met her, and I told Larry Ward, I said, you know what? She's coming to New York next year. I'm going to call you and let you know when. He thought I was kidding. He knew I wasn't a promoter or a sponsor. I said, you're coming to New York. By that time, I was selling memorabilia out of a high school gym over there on 45th Street, uh, behind behind the high school. And the only celebrity they had up to that point was Larry Storch. And I went and told the fellow that used to sponsor those shows out of the high school gym, look, I'm going to bring in a celebrity. I'm going to pay for her being here. And he said, fine, no problem. They weren't, he wasn't making much money. Uh, Being it was a high school gym and nobody noticed, and he didn't promote it well. So when I told him about Noel, I said, I'm going to promote her. I'll hand out flyers, go to other shows and leave them there. You know what? She packed it in. A lot of people were surprised she was in New York. She hadn't been in New York since 75. That was the last time she was here. And I got to meet quite a few people from Carl Glass's homepage, which is no longer there. He took it off. But a lot of a lot of people used to post on his page got to see Noel, and one of them came up to me, get his name, came up to my table and he says, did you get her here? Yeah, and he shook my hand. He says, I want to thank you because she hasn't been to New York in ages. And I says, well, I wanted, I wanted her here, and she was such a big hit. She was such a big hit that I had her in 2007 twice that year, in the beginning and at the end of the year. So I had her in New York 3 times. And every time I had her, her little group of fans came to see her. And at the end of that year, I celebrated her birthday at the Roosevelt Hotel, thanks to Morris Everett. Uh, Morris Everett used to sell his posters whenever he could. In New York, he hooked up with me, and I told him I would pay for uh, any celebrities I bring in. And her birthday, her birthday surprise was such a big hit. I had, I even flew in Hollywood Superman, God rest his soul, uh, just present her with the cake. It was all planned. And she filled up her people were just gathering around the table. They couldn't believe it. It was the only time my any kind of convention was on local Channel 9. This was on the TV. This was on local Channel 9 news. Uh, they were showing Noel being in New York on local Channel 9 news, and I didn't even know about it till the next day. Somebody called me and said, "You know, Terry, you made the news. Noel made the news." And I go, "What?" They had her on local Channel 9 news. Somebody came in there and videotaped her. So it was the only time any of my conventions wound up on TV. It was amazing. And the legend, this is how the legend got started. This is how people got to know me through the years, thanks to Noel Neal. And I also got to meet the same day. I also got to meet Ann Robinson. She was in the tent. Ann Robinson in 2005. I couldn't believe I got to meet Ann Robinson, and and I spoke to her and I told her one of these days I'm going to bring you to New York. And she 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 looked at me. She thought I was nuts too. And 2000, 2009, I finally got her to appear in New York. Standing next to her was another one of my icons. I remember going to the theater in '68 watching Night of the Living Dead. And it was second billed. And to this day, I don't remember what the top billed movie was. That's how good it was in '68. Even though it was filmed in black and white, a lot of people got to see it, and it became uh, a midnight thing in the '70s. It played at midnight during Halloween, and the place was stacked. Played at theaters in New York during Halloween. It was the midnight show, and here's a picture of Judy O'Day. Judy O'Day, as she appeared back then. Barbara, I told her, I said, you're an icon. She couldn't believe it. I got it to New York, got it to New York as well. And she was standing next to, her table was next to Noel Neal's first year, 2007. And she couldn't believe that I brought her all the way over here. And I told her, she didn't know how popular she was. I go, you're a horror icon. And the people at the hotel didn't know who she was. I booked her room and I said, you know who she is? Google Judith O'Day or Judy O'Day. So they Googled her at the desk and they go, oh my God. I said, yes, that's who it is. They remembered the movie. Uh, here's one that I don't see her doing conventions anymore, but they used to always have Boris Karloff's daughter at these events in Chiller. I got to meet her. Sarah Karloff with her father. Uh, it's amazing. I got to meet royalty back in 2005. 2005 was a special time for me because I had never gone to Chiller before, and I will never go again. It's a madhouse. I mean, it's pushing and shoving. I got to meet people I used to work with over there. They were surprised I was there. They go, yeah, I have personal pictures of one guy I worked with in security, and he was surprised I was there in 2005. And let's see, I got in the mail through the years since I was on Facebook. I received Marlon Mason's autograph in the mail. Marlon, who's no longer on Facebook because she just got tired of the politicking on Facebook. Still have her address somewhere, but she sent me several autograph pictures, and she was a doll. And uh, I told her I don't blame you. I get upset when they start talking politics as well, especially these days. Who wants to hear about all that? I don't even want to mention names. And my dear friend who's still sick, not feeling well, had time to send me an autograph picture, Joanna Pettit, and I appreciate it. Joanna Pettit asked Pam Dubois what my address was, and she mailed out. Pam Dubois, who everybody knows is Patty Andrews' daughter, and she's been taking care of Joanna Pettit for us. I hope she gets well. She's been through a lot. And I want to leave you this final answer to a question someone asked me. Who was the first person to autograph a picture for me? And that happened back in the 80s when I was a doorman. I recognized this fella coming into the building. And I remember him from the Cracker Jack commercials in the 60s. When I was a kid, and I asked him for an autograph. He didn't have he didn't have a picture with him or anything to sign it with. He said, "I'll be back tomorrow. I have to see this person again in the building." And came back, and I kept it. You know, when I sold my memorabilia collection, I sold a lot of autographed pictures, but I kept this guy because he was my first. Jack Guilford, very famous character actor. Uh, Remember him from A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum. Jack Lemmon Saved the Tiger. Uh, did a lot of Cracker Jack commercials in the 60s. Everybody remembered that face, Jack Guilford. And I want to thank, while I'm still here, I want to thank uh, Natalia Lee, Susanna's daughter, who been on my page every day since I've been back. Janine Perot Smiley. And Janine, I got a copy of 4K restoration of War of the Worlds, and it's scary. It looks like it was made yesterday because I have a 4K TV. It is scary. Uh, I still look in the back of my neck as well. Don't worry, you're not alone. I want to make sure those things didn't get a hold of me. But I want to thank Natalia Lee, Janine Smiley. Who else was on my page? Sheila Tucker. What a doll Sheila Tucker is. I love her. I wish I could. If she was here, I'd squeeze her. Squeeze her. She's a cutie pie. Sheila Tucker, I remember watching Hullabaloo and watching this little blonde with the pigtails, that not realizing it was Sheila Tucker later on. And I go, wow, she was hot stuff. But Sheila Tucker, who else? Eric Bowles. Eric Bowles, his father was a famous character actor. He's been on my Facebook page since I came back last Friday, and I want to thank him for being there, and a few others. And I want to thank fans like Susan Schnitzer, who I met at my conventions, and she was a groupie. She was part of a groupie who followed Noel Neal around when she was here, and I also had her sit next to Beverly Washburn at when I had Phyllis Coates here in 2008, so she could interview her, and she did for Carl Glass, the Glass House. Uh, Steve Brandt, I want to thank you for coming to my page. Beverly Washburn, fans, she's okay. I don't think she's doing as many shows as she used to. You know, she got COVID, and it slowed her down a little bit. She'll be 80 in November, and I don't see her at the Hollywood shows anymore. I think she realized that COVID is still here, and it's danger. It's a danger to celebrities when they interact with their fans. It's not pleasant. Uh, and I think she realized. I told her, I said, "You're taking a chance. They're not wearing masks. Last I heard, there were 35,000 active cases in California. COVID. It's another reason why I tell people, if you're going to go to these conventions, wear a mask. I know it's hard. You got to wear a mask. You got to protect yourself, and you have to protect the celebrity you want to be. I want to thank everyone. Ron Beckton, who was wondering what happened to me. Ron, I'm okay. It's just that I get that PTSD that I have. It gets to me when I think about people like Larry Storch, Tony Bennett, uh, passed away this year, and it hurts. It hurts a lot. Still trying to catch up with those that passed away last year and the year before that. They're missed. Don Wells died from COVID. Ed Ames passed away this year. I remember him on Daniel Boone. And a few others, which pictures which I posted. If you haven't seen them, you just scroll back and you see part one and part two. Names of those that have passed away. There are many, many. I don't know this generation of actors anymore. The Oscars, the only time I watch the Oscars, if they're presenting a special award to someone I remember watching as a young man. The Oscars is a turnoff. And yes, I'm a Lady Gaga fan. So what? I'm a Lady Gaga fan. I was happy to see her. 2019, I think she won every major award that was possible. And the actors are on strike, the writers are on strike these days. Should they had to postpone the filming of Joker 2, which she'll be in one day. Look, it took Tom Cruise 3 years to get Top Gun Maverick on the screen because of COVID. And it took him that amount of time to get Mission Impossible 7 on the screen. It's a slow process releasing these movies. It's sad. It's not COVID, it's the actors' strike. Just give them what they want. They took away their health benefits. Ann Robinson needs her health insurance. Ann Robinson is just getting by without paying out of her pocket medical medical appointments. She needs her health insurance. SAG should be ashamed of themselves. And I hope this is settled soon. Because a lot of people need that health insurance. It's important. I know. I take advantage of it. I just had my blood work done last week. Just my A1C is a little high. Other than that, I was fine. She told me control. If my nurse tells me, I know you like the sweets. You got to cut it out. I want it back. It was 6.0. I want it back to 5.7. I go, okay. Then she threw it at me. She said, "No diabetes. You have no diabetes." Uh, that was good. Walked away feeling good. I said, no diabetes. The worst thing you can have, get old, is to deal with diabetes. And try to do my stretching exercises when I get up out of bed. And you have to, at my age as well, uh, have stiffness from arthritis. I got to be doing this, and I got to be doing that. I got to be doing this, that, that. Got to stretch it out so that pain will go away. Because when you lay in bed, and I don't lay in bed more than 5 or 6 hours because I don't get much sleep. Uh, you still have stiffness, and I need sleeping medication just to sleep 5 or 6 hours. My nurse said you have to sleep at least 5 hours, or you'll have a heart attack, and that's because my memories won't let me sleep. The memories that I those terrible memories that will never go away for the rest of my life. My days in the service. But if I can deal with it, you can deal with your problems as well. You're not alone. I have problems. You know, you come to my page, you're thinking, hey, it's Captain Celluloid, it's Terry. He's okay. I'm not okay. Take prescription drugs for sleeping, for depression. Take omega-3 for my really for my cerebrum, because the last thing I need is, I see what Bruce Willis is going through with dementia. He's as old as I am, and I said, I don't want to be there. I take as much omega-3 as possible. That helps. Uh, I'm trying to hang around as long as I can. I want to thank you for your support. I'll be in and out. I won't be on Facebook on a daily basis, but I'll be in and out. Uh, I'm going to post this on Facebook. It's on YouTube right now, but I'm going to download it and post it on Facebook so everybody can see. Oh yeah, that guy back there's still with me too. He hasn't gone away. But I want to thank my celebrity friends for popping by my page the past 4 or 5 days and leaving comments. You know, it's nice to see that some people are still with us. Oh, Zachary D. Switzer. Am I saying it right? You know, I always used to see Alfalfa's name on the marquee. Was it Carl Switzer or Schweitzer? You tell me. I used to call him Carl Switzer. And big fan. I'll always remember him in the Defiant ones with Tony Curtis and Sidney Poitier. He was the one playing the radio all the time as they were hunting them down. He was playing the radio, and Charles McCraw, a great character actor, used to look at him and tell him to lower it, and it was hilarious. He didn't say much. All he did was play that radio in his ear. But it's nice to reminisce, go back in time to better days, because right now we're not even sure we're going to be here tomorrow, thanks to what's going on in Ukraine. It's scary stuff. They keep threatening us with a nuclear weapon. Scary stuff. You know, we see movies about the apocalypse, and it's happening right now. So I pray that this war is over with. We have a lot of other issues like Maui, people in Maui who don't have homes, people that died in these fires. And the president, I mean, what, what is this? Giving them $700 a piece? What is that? Sending billions and billions of dollars to Ukraine. Why don't he send $1 billion their way? They can use it. They have to rebuild that island. Uh, is an apocalypse. I saw pictures of it. It was terrible. Nothing left of it. Nothing left of it. He, is it me or is he gone a little wacky as he gets older? I got somebody said he might have dementia. I don't even know it. I know he's not gonna. I know he's not gonna. He says he's gonna run for presidency, but I don't want him. I wouldn't want him. Wouldn't want him. I'd rather take somebody else with a little head on their shoulders. When you get a chance, go on YouTube and see what Robert Kennedy Jr. has to say about all this. I love the way he speaks. You know, you got to give him credit. He's gone through a lot himself. He had a stroke, and you can tell by his voice that it affected him. But you can still understand what he's saying. He's running for the presidency. He even said it on television. You know what? They don't want him. The government doesn't want him. They don't have any Secret Service agents protecting him like they usually do for people that are running for the presidency, because they don't want him there. They know if he's elected president, the first thing he's going to do is declassify what remains. What remains of all those CIA papers? He wants the truth. He wants to know who killed his uncle and his father, and they don't want him there. They don't have any Secret Service agents. He had to hire his own bodyguards wherever he goes. You believe that? I mean, come on out and admit it. Hey, there's Jesse Ventura just posted something on YouTube. He was interviewed by Graham. And he came out and said it. The CIA killed the president. I mean, more and more each day you see people saying it. So CIA, what do you have to hide? It's been 60 years. I think the only one left alive is James Files, who was one of the hitmen. He claims he was the guy behind the picket fence who shot Kennedy in the head. He's still alive. He was pardoned in 2016. I'm surprised he's still walking around. But they tried to kill him in the 80s. Two police officers tried to kill him in the 80s, and he defended himself, and he wound up in jail for defending himself. Just got out, spent a couple of decades behind bars, just got out, and I'm surprised he's still walking around. He's doing conventions. He's promoting his book, I Killed JFK. He's not afraid to name names in the book. But I think he may be the last sniper who's still alive. Everybody else is gone. So CIA, release the goddamn documents. We know you did it. And you should be ashamed of yourself. That's why I never voted. I never voted for anybody running for president, because I'll always remember that day, even as an 8-year-old kid, when the president was assassinated. It's It traumatized me as an 8-year old to see Lee Harvey Oswald shot on live television back in '63. Those memories will never go away. And my mother says, "Why don't you vote? Why don't you register?" I said, "No. Vote for who? The lesser of the two evils?" Because every president that came after Kennedy, with the exception, I guess, Ronald Reagan, I mean, they were just in it for the money. It's it's sad. It's sad. After 60 years, they don't want to let it go. You got to have to thank people like Oliver Stone, who brought it back to life, brought that case back to life. He did a documentary. I recommend it. It's called JFK Revisited, and it's all based on fact. He wanted to use the declassified papers they put out there back between 1993 and 1998. He declassified millions of papers, and he, if you haven't seen the documentary, he can prove in the documentary that Lee Harvey Oswald was never on the 6th floor, thanks to those declassified papers. You have to give Oliver Stone a lot of credit. He told Joe Rogan on YouTube, "I don't think they're going to be declassifying any more papers. I keep putting it out there and making documentaries, and they don't like that. They're scared. They're scared of the truth." But enough said. I I just hope things turn around. I hope we find peace. I hope I can live a few more years without the threat of a nuclear weapon over my head, over our heads. I want to enjoy a few. Want to keep enjoying my old movies. But take care, everyone. Thank you for dropping by. I'll be in and out. I'm not going to be on Facebook every day. Uh, Happy birthday again to Barbara Eden. She was a part of my life growing up. I'm glad I got to meet her in 2005. Still looks good, 90, 92, 93. It was good. And she moves around well, too. Happy for her. Take care, everyone. And as always, you rock. I'm gonna rock with you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Told me life was gonna be this way. Choke people, love like the old way. It seems you're always stuck in